if you're a Taurus born April 20th to May 20th, what can you expect for the month of July 2019? Let's tune in and find out. So I really feel, Taurus, like there's an infusion of energy that you get this month that allows you to go the distance. Now, some of you may have some worries or some concerns that have to do with family or finances in terms of wanting to make your life a little bit better or a little bit easier. You may be recalibrating some things, getting loans, student loans, or refinancing property, remodeling, but it just feels like your home is under construction emotionally as well. I feel like there's some things that you need to do or that need to be changed. It could even be that you may be caring for an aging parent, or you have a child starting school or going off to school or getting married or just had new babies. So I just feel like there's this need for extra money and support, family support. So it feels like family's a big focus for you this month, more so than in recent months. So having said that, let's start with romantic relationships. For those of you that are in a coupled romantic relationship, let's see what's in store for you for the month of July. Well, there's a lot of camaraderie in terms of, I can feel the love that's there, but I also feel like this disparity that, your partner's being asked to pick up some of the slack that maybe they didn't pick up before. And so there's going to be more pressure on your partner to show up. And that could be either because your job has changed or the family dynamics have changed. But I do see more of a partnership role happening with your lover, and that they are needed more to support you or to support the family dynamic than they have in the past. And that's something new, and it's an adjustment, and sometimes that can create added stress at home. But I don't feel like the partner doesn't want to. I feel like they want to, but there's an adjustment period that you go through when those things happen, additional demands. But I also feel like plenty of time of fun and family and frolicking, and you may even have a 3-day vacation or these plans to get away and go away together. So I still feel there's ample time for romance in spite of the obligations that the two of you are experiencing. So additional pressure, but at the same time your partner steps in and does help you. So that's really good. All right, so let's look at you Tauruses who are interested in romance but don't have a partner. So let's see what's in store for you this month. So, generally, Taurus, you guys are usually, I hesitate to say across the board because there's, we have the rising, we have, we have the internal, the external. There's so many different aspects to everybody's chart. You can't say across the board that somebody's a certain way. But what I was about to say was that you can be sometimes slow to action, right? A little more cautious in terms of seeking romance, or going to ask somebody on a date, or moving forward. And I don't see that this month. I see you just diving in, having fun, enjoying yourself, being playful, and kind of like uncharacteristically so, like just even a little bit more outward moving than you have been in the past. There's no caution. So go have a good time. So in terms of the romance, these, what's interesting is we have a total solar eclipse in Cancer, which is the new moon July 2nd. And then we have July 7th to July 31st, we have Mercury retrograde. And usually those retrogrades slow things down. It screws up communication, computers, electronics. We generally say don't buy anything during that time or sign documents, or just double and triple check things. But we also have another we have a full moon in Capricorn, partial lunar eclipse on July 16th. So we have these big eclipses, which just amplifies everything, and it really makes things move that much faster. They're turning points in our life that force us to make change. And it's radical change, and it's fast change, And if you haven't already been kind of inching towards those changes, it can feel like a ton of bricks has hit you, right? And so that kind of blows the Mercury retrograde out of the water. So anything kind of goes. So in terms of your romantic partner, I feel like you could meet somebody this month and just like fall head over heels in love very quickly. The thing I want to say is don't make any big life decisions. Go ahead and meet somebody, right? Like meet them, date them, romance them, have fun. But wait, don't meet them and get married a week later, right? Like stay away from Vegas, right? Don't do that because when things go direct, the new moon in Leo is on August 1st, and that's a really great energy. And then the retrograde is done, which means anything that you sort of missed or was miscommunicated, generally in that next week gets cleaned up and you start to see the full picture. So knowing that that's going to happen, if you meet somebody in July and you're so totally into them and it's really great, just don't finalize things like, oh, let's move in together. Oh my God, that you're my soulmate. Like just chill, all right? Enjoy them for those 3 weeks, date them, romance them, do all of that, but don't do anything stupid like run out and get married or move in that 3-week period. And you think, God, I would never do that. But I'm telling you, this is the kind of energy that you could absolutely do that. So just go slow. And then in that first week in August, you'll start to see the little details that are like, oh, okay, I understand. Yeah, we're a good fit. And we have this whole other situation over here that we have to deal with that I didn't know about or I didn't take in consideration. And that could be anything from, oh, you have kids? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, you're still married? You're going through a divorce? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, okay. Oh, you've got a job and you're moving to Europe in 3 months? Oh, I didn't know that, right? So it's like the other shoe drops and there's information there that you need to know. So just be aware. It's great. Be in love. Have a good time. Just protect your heart just a little bit so that when you get that other shoe, that other information, there's not a surprise and you've got some time to deal with it and work it out and figure it out. Because it could be the one, right? But it's a little bit more complicated than maybe you initially thought. Okay, let's move on to your career. For those of you that are interested in your career, for you Taurus, let's see what's in store in July. Actually, promotions. I think some of you could get promoted. I think some of you may not want it. Some of you could get the promotion and go, you know what? I don't want to work that hard. I don't want to change my shift. I appreciate you asking me to be a manager, but I don't want those headaches. I want to stay a salesperson. So there's going to be a promotion, but not all of you are going to want it. So again, be aware of the communication, be aware of what it entails. If that, again, is offered to you during the Mercury retrograde, just read everything, double check and triple check before you sign it. Or better yet, ask if you can have a week or two to think about it and then read it again that first week of August, and you'll really be able to settle down into what to do. And here's the other thing. If they don't give you the time, you got to trust your instincts and just know higher spiritual forces will always override any retrograde. Just got to trust, right? It's really at the end of the day, you got to trust. You can't stop doing business because of a Mercury retrograde. And we have these eclipses that are going to just move us, act like lightning and bring changes into our life. So some of you are going to get absolutely promoted, and some of you are not going to like the promotion. You're going to want to stick with where you're at, and that's okay, right? It's information. It's like, wow, I always thought I wanted that job, and now I realize after it's offered to me, I don't. So there's it's a really great energy when these things happen because it's a defining point in our life, and it turns us in the direction that we're choosing to go. So love these things. Okay, so now let's look at money. For those of you interested in money, what can this month bring for you? This is one of those months, if you focus on it, you can have laser beam focus, just like boom. And if you focus on it, you can make that happen. And whether it's buying a home, whether it's, getting refinanced on your property, whether it's, finding money, increasing your income, I just see you, whatever financial goal you're looking to make or connection that you're willing to make or daydream that you have for yourself, starting your own company or partnering with somebody, this is one of those months where you should go for it. You should shoot for the stars, right? Don't be afraid to do it. Think big, right? And you've got really laser beam focus this month that's going to help you to achieve those dreams. Really, really good energy. Okay, let's see anything about your health for Taurus. Some of you may have stomach, pancreas, indigestion, some things like that might flare up. It could also come from carrying a lot of your own emotional baggage too close and not really processing it. So if there's some unexpected health thing that shows up, just get it looked at and get it handled and get it done. I feel like it would be fast. I don't feel like it's a big thing, but I feel like if you've got something going on, you need to look at it. It feels necessary. And for some of you, it's just a way for the universe to get you to have a big old timeout because you don't stop working and you work. And so the universe is like, okay, they're not listening. They need to slow down. Their family needs them. The family wants some time with them. So let's give them a little gallbladder attack, right? Or let's give them a little stomach flu, or let's give them a little, right? Like stuff like that. So to avoid this, people, you want to take some time out of your busy schedule and spend time with the family. For those of you that are like, oh yeah, I keep meaning to take time, or I keep meaning to stop picking up extra shifts. I keep meaning to take the weekend off and take my kids to the shore, whatever it is, or skiing, whatever it is, right? So instead of just talking about it, do it. Because if you don't do it, I feel like there may be some health scare or health small. It just feels small, just to get you to slow down and pay attention to what's going on around you. But it doesn't feel big at all. So I feel like if you just pace yourself this month, spend some extra time with your family, I think you can avoid anything around that. Let's look at anything unexpected for Taurus for this month. So there's some opportunities for you for partnership that you haven't seen before. And whether somebody comes to you and say, hey, I've got this business deal, would you like to partner with me? And this is somebody that you look up to and admire, somebody you're like, what, me? And so it's one of those situations where it's out of the blue, it's exciting, and it's an opportunity for you to partner with somebody else. Now, it could also mean, instead of business, it could mean that maybe you get to hire the band you always loved for your wedding, or maybe you get the right clergy person to perform your wedding, or maybe you meet the right soulmate, or maybe you hire the right employee, right? But it's a partnership opportunity that you weren't expecting, that it shows up now. So it's really great. It's really good. And for some of you, it might be a personal relationship. It might be, the love of your life, and you're going, but I'm still married, we're separated, and I didn't want to meet anybody right now. We're going through all the divorce stuff. It's like, too bad, sorry. It's when they showed up, right? So it's like that. It's like you want to be aware that this unexpected energy is out there and is available for you. And then let's just see real quick how the eclipses might affect you. So that first eclipse, July 2nd for Taurus. Some of you are going to feel shot out of a cannon. Like, wow, like what? All of a sudden work picks up. There may be stuff going on at the house. There may be all of a sudden, all at once. Like all of a sudden everybody needs demands at once. It may be that you're doing some remodeling and then, oh, the furniture came early. And then at the same time, you may have responsibilities at work that have increased. It's like when all roads come in at the same time, and there's this energy of momentum, and at the same time feeling a little bit crazed because there's so much to do. But it feels happy. It feels good. It feels like they're all really positive things. It doesn't feel, there always are parts of our life that aren't fun, dealing with an aging parent, right? Or a sick child, right? Or when our partner's ill. Those are difficult things. Or when we've just lost a business, or, we all go through these ups and downs. So But whatever that down is for you, I feel like there's people that are coming to lift you up. So the down isn't as down as it's been in the past. So even if you've got some difficulty going, there are people there to prop you up and to lift you up. And that's what I see with that solar eclipse for you, July 2nd. And then we have the full moon in Capricorn, and another partial lunar eclipse on July 16th. And let's see how that one works for you guys. Now this one may be a little bit different, where somebody steps on your toes, and you're just being asked to keep your calm, to be able to speak about it, but to not have to push back. It feels like you're being asked to hold your decorum, and doesn't mean they were intentional or not intentional, but it just means it's time for you to speak up and create a gentle boundary, and to do so with grace. So just be aware there may be somebody that kind of oversteps the line, steps on your toes, and you're just being asked to be gentle and to put up a soft boundary. And otherwise, if you full on attack and accuse them, it's not going to be pretty. It will not be good, and it could do lasting damage to you or your reputation. Even though it wasn't your fault, it could be one of those things that you get blamed for. So even though they initiated it, or they're the one, whether it was intentional or not, if you blow it out of proportion or try to be big and tough back with them, it's going to look bad on you. So you don't want to do that. Be gentle, calm, soft boundary. Okay, and then we move into the August 1st, the new moon in Leo. Oh, and that just feels tranquil. I just feel like you turn into this lake, just relaxed, good. All the heightened energy of July is behind you. Even though it's such a powerful, great month, it can be a little intense for some people who like who like things slow and low, right? So August 1st, it's just a really good energy. So you have that to look forward to as well. All right, Taurus, have a wonderful month. Thank you for watching and viewing and liking my intuitive astrology. Please click like and share it with your friends, comment below, and I look forward to seeing you again next month.